Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we find ourselves in update 1.54. We've skipped update 1.53 and it's taken us straight over to Lago Maggiorre for another round of what can do 31 laps. This is a car I've never used. It's an MR car suggested by a member of the viewers. You can guess it's the Alfa 4C Gr3 variant. Not one of the cars that came with the update. I've just downloaded all those and we are going to see how they go. Let's see if we can take this one relatively straight through to 31 laps. Interesting thing with this vehicle, interesting thing with this car is that it's supposed to be insanely good on tyres. Mr. Sana, who drives it in the race, is normally lapped very early on in the process. So we'll just have to see if it's got the legs, it's got the go. Let's go and take a look. As I believe it, this car's come out positively in the BOP. I believe it's had a weight reduction rather than a BOP increase. Settings for the race today are going to be assists, traction control 1, default ABS, counter-steer assistance on strong. There's nothing to change in the car, medium tyres. Everything is as is. Changes. Stuck straight in, 1 hour race, 31 laps. We're going to stop on lap 15. Let's see where we go. Key thing at first is to ensure we can get the fuel. The car feels very, very slow. I actually ran out of gear there, didn't I? Ran out of revs. Insane grip. Expect this to have good cornering speed. Got to change just before 8,500 RPM. Make it past the Jag and Mr. Huffman at the next corner. One hopes, can we get alongside him? No. We can now. You see Mr. Beauvoir just up ahead. There he is. Mr. Rubbler has made his way past a couple and up into third place. He's the one we're chasing. Fuel is not looking tremendously good. Get a bump off Mr. Gr3. And around the outside maybe. See if we can gather up some laps now. So Mr. Yamanaka in first, Innistro's the second, Rubbler third. Fourth looks like Miyazano, or was it Kukabun? Oof. Bit of a chop and a change. Beauvoir up into fourth, but I think Miyazano's going to get that back. So Beauvoir makes it to fourth. We're about to go into fifth. Therefore Miyazano sixth, Gr3 seventh, Fontana eighth. Yamanaka leads Inestrosa. Rubelar just gets past Inestrosa into that corner. Oof. The Alfa 4C. An extremely capable car, but it needs a push occasionally. Into the slipstream of Mr. Beauvoir, and then we're chasing Mr. Inestrosa. There we go. As we say, the bop, the mid-speed bop, has had a bit of a balance. Can't over-rev this car, we need to manage the fuel. Try and let the car roll a bit with no gas. Bit of overspeed into the corner and try and let the car just roll through it. Maybe the only way to save the fuel. Higher gear where possible. So we're in 5th place. Should have had Beauvoir, but he got us back. Let Beauvoir do the chase and we'll try and follow him down. Chasing, not racing, I think is the mantra we've used up to now. Gone a bit wide, but it lets us. Got to get the lap times into the very, very low 58s. Inestrosa and Beauvoir together. Oh, we really look, we got damage on the front wing now. Got the overspeed through there, we just can't use it, there's only room for one car. I'm gonna try and keep Beauvoir where he should be, we've not got it. One dispatched, we didn't do it this time. Rubelar has got the pole position. Rubelar is into 1st. But he's got Yamanaka. We are very much chasing this event, aren't we? A real challenge of a race. So we need round about 1.8 laps. Saved on the fuel without losing too much time. Front end just washed out then as we got to the corner. Probably came in there a little bit too quick. That last lap was too slow. How's this one going to be because of overrunning T1? Rubelar races away. Chasing down Yamanaka now, that's the key factor. Try and take every advantage we can. But this is looking like a 158.4. A 158.3 if we get on the edge of the brakes. Short shifting. Missing out on the acceleration bonus at the top end of the rev range. Don't know what turbo this has got on. A little bit of time. Ooh. It's a little bit there. Very different start to the race in this car. 58.6, that's not too bad. It's still not enough. Still not a low enough time. Pushing too hard through turn 1. Late on the brakes. Letting the back end get a little bit loose. Only 8 seconds off the leader, but we're not really catching. We're not really making the most of the clear air that we've got. We are getting faster with the lighter fuel loads, and if we could just tidy up the opening of the lap, we could certainly make progress here. Anybody who's watching that's new to the game, you'll have missed all the previous, new to the game or new to the channel, you'll have missed all the previous runs on this. And I can assure you there's very many different races. I might be racing the same race again, but with different cars. It changes every time. It's part of the splendour of the human comedy within the missions. It is a very, very good race. You want to get about your endurance settings and start to learn how to race for an hour, which is quite a long time. This really is one of those races you can try your hand up and really have a good chance of giving it a go. Really quite difficult in an automatic controller sort of setup. It is possible, but it's got to be the hardest game setting to play on. You've got the biggest disadvantage because you've not got control of what gears you want when you want them, but you can get the override going and start to run the manual on the controller. You can really become quick. There's the first sub 58, which these laps should all be sub 58. Just got to wipe out the errors. So we're on lap 6. We really needed 0.8 more of a lap, but we're getting it. We're getting the fuel to come back. Primarliy is now 7.1 seconds ahead, so we are taking out a little bit of time on him. Manaka's normally a 3-stopper, up to 1.49. He was always a 3-stopper, but I'm starting to see him now more and more doing a 2-stop. 3-stops really aren't going to work in this race. 2-stops do work. The 1-stop is the optimal, really. You have to learn to manage your tyres. You have to manage the fuel that little bit more because you've got to stretch it. These front tyres are starting to look a little bit rough. Got to do a little bit less forcing of the tyres. We're just over a third of the way into this stint. We can just manage the car a little bit. We can make it do what it needs to do. .5 on the fuel. We really want 9 laps at the end of this lap. We've got it back to half a lap down. Let's see if we can get that back. Just in the 7s again. Didn't really do anything of a mistake that lap. We just still trying to save fuel. Primarliy's down to 5 seconds in the lead. Still trying to exploit the coast. The coast, as I'm learning, is very, very good in this game now. It saves you fuel, it saves your tyres, and it allows you to actually generate speed out of the corner because you can carry the momentum through. on the throttle a lot easier because the car's much more stable. Means you can carry more speed and push it out the other side much quicker. Here we go, Yamanaka is now within our grasp. Into his draft, pop out, take the flag. We're up again. Fastest lap of the race is currently Mr. Rublar, 1:56.580. That's what happens when you try and hold me. Wasn't your corner to win, sir. That much you do realise now, of course. Try and cut that corner just a little bit. Could be a 57.2. With Rublar just 3.3 ahead. Really cut that corner on the entry, that was nice. Six again, not a problem. So we're still in the same position on fuel. It's coming back to us. Brake in time for that, over around the corner. Front tyres are feeling a bit weak. Wonder when Rublar is going to go to the pits. Expect to see a red sector now. That'd be a 58 bang on, maybe. Rublar goes to the pits on 9. Will he go on 10? Will he stretch it and go 11 or 12? That we don't know. We do know he'll go a 2-stop. Really want this to be a Sophie race. This track, it would be tremendous. 1 hour race against Sophie. The same rules as this would be my dream race. That's Beauvoir gone to the pits on end of lap 8. Astros are down to 6th, 5th. Yamanaka's stayed out. Looks like Rublar has noticed we're gaining on him. I'll try and take that entry much later. Try and swing the car around and get it on the gas earlier, chasing up the hill. Struggling to get the car into corners with the front end grip diminishing. Doing okay, we're chasing him down. Trying to save the fuel. Look to be like 0.3, 0.4 of a lap down now. Will he go for lap 10? We're willing him to pit. Not into his slipstream yet, but it'd be nice to get a lap crafted, aided by him. Let him punch the hole in the air and we will bit behind him. That last lap was a 58.2, which was a bit... Well, we took a lot of a cut there. That was unnecessary, but I think we got away with it. The 58.6, which... been brilliant. We're 0.7 of a lap down on fuel. Yamanaka's gone to the pits. One little car. Bioware's worked out a little bit better now. End of this lap, we've done 2/3 of the stint. Alongside, he's going to race us now. Back end just broke free. Had to go down a gear to check it. Not a bad thing to do. Oh, we got him on the inside. He's left the opening. Very good. My guess is he's pitting this lap. Now we need 5 laps of fuel, so we're down to half a lap short. .5 at that point, so half a lap we need to gain. Rubbelaar has gone to the pits. Back in the 58s. Rubbelaar and Fontana. Rubbelaar and Fontana gone to the pits for the pit stop. Let's give an update on who's where and who's what. We're leading the race. We've got 11.8 seconds over Mr. Miazano, Lambo driver. Mr. Inestrosa is in 3rd, Gallo 4th, Mr. Grady in the Audi 5th. Ooh, rode that curb. In 6th is Mr. Cookabun, Suswillow 7th and Huffman 8th. Really giving it a charge down the back straight. Really got to now think about the fuel. Not a lot we can do at this point except from lift and coast. Run higher gears, short shift as much as possible. Accelerating higher gears to consume lower revs. It will mean lap times as a consequence quite slower, but we'll save half a dozen seconds at the end of the stint by having enough fuel. Four laps remaining. As you can see, we are seriously down on fuel. Don't want to change the fuel map. We did that a couple of races ago and it really made us painful. It really hurt. Just gonna short shift and coast. I'm going to push for high revs. Got 11.4 seconds still as a lead. Try and take shortcuts where possible. Mr. Rubberlaw still holds the fastest lap of 1:56.580. We're halfway through lap 12. Tyres are looking remarkably well, but we did know the tyres would be good. This car is exceptional for tyre life. Again, another reason why controller drivers suffer a little bit worse with tyres is the fact that the oversteer that happens through the controller method of steering. Full left lock will be scrubbing tyres, full right lock will be the same. We've got the fuel back to 2.8 with 0.2 short. Gallo has made his way up to third. Nostroza back to fourth after his fall back down to sixth or so. Mr. Gallo's gone to the pits. That promotes in Nostroza. Front left tyre offering very little grip. Critical factor we're looking at now is where is that fuel going to be over the next 2 laps? .9. Fuel consumption is where we're going to suffer. 1.8, so we're 0.1 down now. We've got to be 0.9 as we go into the pits. Shame, it's the first 2 of the race. Second lead. Getting this thing to try and do what it does. .2 seconds down prior, so 1.2 laps of fuel left. We're in trouble for fuel. Oh dear, we're going to be out of fuel about this point next lap, so we're going to have to reduce the fuel map. But we're not going to get there. Not a lot we can do about that. 0.9 on the fuel. That's what it's got to be when we get to the entrance to the pit lane. Let's see, Rubbelaar now, he's up to 6th place. Matsunuga in 7th. I anticipate seeing quite a few drivers behind us going to the pits. I envisage many going really long. In Astroza, all going to the pits. They're on hard tyres as well. Can't be as quick on the hards. Is kind of half a lap now. Got 0.4. Four seconds down, that's terrible. It'll be hidden in the lap times though, because it'll be an in-lap. Into the pits we go. Here we go, we'll take the medium task to take all the fuel, and a refuel for me as also. Very cold. Miyazano comes in on the hard tyres. The fuel is so slow. We really need to be coming out the pits at 29:30. The latest. Not going to be there though. Gr3 in the lead. Rubbelaar second. Miyazano ahead of us courtesy of the pit lane. Matsunuga in 5th, Beauvoir 6th, Yamanar 7th, Suswillow 8th. 13.8 laps of fuel. There we go. Mr. Rubbelaar just ahead of us, but we know he's got to pit one more time, so. We got a new set of boots, full tank of gas. We're in 6th place. Rubbelaar has managed to get the lead. Beauvoir is just up there. Rubbelaar is some 14 seconds ahead. He's a really, really fast pit stop to make any gains. Just that 14 seconds alone, the time it gets to get to your pit stall. We're heavy with fuel again. See if we can do some fuel saving at this part of the race as well, just to give us that opportunity to go all the way on full gas. There's Gr3 in the pits, the one stopper. going to promote us to 4th place. Second half of the race is slightly easier. We were already across the start-finish line when we started the lap, but it only took 14.8 laps of fuel. That was to fill the tank. So we didn't have to race from the other end of the start-finish straight, where the race starts at the beginning. So we've got a little bit shorter distance to travel. Makes things that little bit easier, but we did run fuel map 6 for a little while, didn't we, which will slightly change the fuel numbers. Quick to leap back out the gravel, but onto the track. Beauvoir is therefore in second ahead of us. He has made the gains. Lago is now 15 seconds ahead. Slightly stretching his capability, which is good. Little Alfa here is a real mover. Demonstrating his capability. I didn't think it would be quite as good as this. The way Mr. Sana drives it. 0.3 down the fuel. All the track, 4th gear to accelerate. 15 seconds to Mr. Rubilar. Be able to dive up the inside here. Yes. Got the run on Rubilar big time. Let the wheels run true. Currently on pace for our fastest lap of the race here. "13 seconds down on Rubilar. He is some 2 laps shy of his next pit stop. We're just a little bit short of fuel, look, 11.8. We're 0.2 short at this point. Beauvoir goes to the pits. And the car a little bit wide there. Quite make our fastest lap of the race back then. That end of the car washed out into that corner. No 7th gear make any difference. .2 on the fuel gauge. Just cut that corner just a little bit excessively. Got a lovely little 1 second penalty for our troubles. Gonna give that up on the back straight, I think, aren't we? It's a long way to give that up. We didn't gain a second there, that's for sure. Careful with that. So 11.0, fuel is coming back to where we need it. We'd have run out just on the line there. The fuel is absolutely bang on now. Can run out the fuel a little bit more. Yamanaka and Hizal on the medium tyres. Go to the pits. Primarliy should be looking for his next pit. He'll be getting the word from his pit crew to box anytime soon. They're going all the way. We're being told that we are equidistant ahead of Gallo, where we forced to give up a whole second, which will turn into like 2.5. We're 12 seconds down on Primarliy now and 9 ahead of Gallo, which is what that 1 second penalty does. Is Primarliy going to the pits? 1 more lap then maybe. Going 15 laps on this stint. Fuel is good. And we've got to push that last lap with a 2.0 with the penalty is enough to put the nail on the coffin for 31 laps. We go then. Can afford to get our toe down, try and push for a faster lap. Car is quite wild and sliding everywhere. Feels very, very light. Maggiorre is good on the 6th lap of this stint. First of the back markers, it looks like. Primarliy is down to 9 seconds ahead. Is that Mr. Moreno in the Jag? Is. Wasn't up for giving us any track, we had to find our own. There's Primarliy in the pits. 26% of fuel left. We are going to be just shy of fuel at the finish, having pushed. There's our fastest lap of the race. That's why we were pushing. Car's light, it should be down to virtually half the fuel. Got to make progress. Go, thrashing it through, come on. 0.4 of a lap of fuel to get us to the finish. Let's manage that. Try and keep the 57s as 57s. Seconds ahead of Gallo. Miazano in third. Rubelar comes out with his stop and back on track in fourth place, so he's looking good for a second place. Lopez in fifth, Yamanaka in sixth, Inestrosa seventh, and Beauvoir in eighth. We are waiting some other pit stops to happen. Second stops of those two stoppers. They're right at the end of their two-stop window. Help myself by not using thick gear along there. There's our teammate, Mr. Sana. Huffman, it wasn't Sana. Sama must be next then. Wasn't using my eyes correctly. We're running the car wide there. Feeling the force feedback push me round the corner. That was tremendous. 7.3. I let off early. Physically think about short shifting and getting that fuel back in the tank. I think we've just got another 1 second penalty. Oh well, it's annoying me to death. Okay, we got away with it. There's Mr. Sana. Fuel is at 7.0. Got the fuel back where it needs to be. Down the outside of our teammate, he gives us a flash as we go past. Now 16 seconds ahead of Gallo. We're away again. Nobody in front of us now. Back markers, big gaps, free air. the ability to roll these laps. It looks like an 18.5, 58.5 again. That should cut really low on that apex, really, really low. If we can try to cut that corner again, it wouldn't really let me. For 19 seconds in the lead. Gallo goes to the pits. That hands it over to Miazano to chase. Like a 19-second lead though. 25-second lead. In previous races we had leads of something like 45 seconds. So when Miazano pits, what's that going to hand over to Rubelar? How far back is Rubelar? "31 laps" is eluding me some time now. As you can see, we've done it before, but we used the Meta car at the time. Looks like we might have to use the Meta again. No harm in doing that. I just want to do things differently. .5. Its fuel is on point, bang on. All is good. Dirty tyres. Time's dropping away. That looks like Matson Unger in the Lexus. He fell away right from the back. We're still opening that lead up, but we're not making much progress. Come on. Fuel is looking okay. Tyres are doing great. Only 5 laps of the race left. 4 laps after this. The hour flies past when you're into it. And the outside. Utilise the draft as much as possible. You see from the mileometer on the car, 294 miles. I've rarely driven this car. Very, very little control at the wheel. Not fell into my favourite cars to race, but it's proving itself to be really quite a capable little racer. Fuel and tyres wise, it's capable of winning this race. And it got a little bit of a buff in today's update, so it got a weight buff. They took some kilograms off it, so it's lighter, will do less tyre wear, burn less fuel. It's a great little car to use. It will certainly get you the win. It feels stable, feels capable. Is Miazano holding out? Is he going all the way to be able to try and take Rublar down to third? Keeping Rublar in third. Not going to be quite as close as we were in the Lambo. Whee! Don't hit that orange sausage curb. Gave us a bit of a lap drop, didn't it? 30 seconds up on Miazano. Fuel is good. 28, 29, 30. 3 laps. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Now here's the question I asked myself. Was last night's update, this morning's update, the last update for the year before Christmas for the game? Is that why there was 5 cars? Was that the generosity of Palufini Digital giving us the end of the year update? The next update will be in January, maybe. Maybe. We do know we're getting the demo for the new version of I say the new version of the game, a retrospective look at Gran Turismo over 30 years since the launch of the PlayStation. Is that where we're at? 30 years or 25? Can't remember. I think the 25-year edition was the launch of the Gran Turismo 7, which is 30 years of PlayStation coming up. Guessing that's going to come. I was thinking it was part of the update today. Looking at the size of the 32 gig. Big old update. Reminds me I need to plug in my PS4. Get the game updated. Need to do that. I'll do that tonight when I'm editing. Miazano looks like he's holding Rublar. Rublar looks like he's driving for third. Hadn't that struggle around that corner. Ahead of us. Like the GTR. Ordinaires. We're on the outside. Might as well lift a little bit. Just keeping it to 30 seconds ahead. Fuel is good. Maybe a roundabout here when the timer shuts off. Next lap. Not as good as the Lambo. On a par with the 458. That Moreno again is. We seem to get him twice. But the F-Type's had a bit of a buff, I think. The F-Type should be faster. Yamanaka in the pits. 44 seconds left on the clock. There's another back marker in the way. Mr. Huffman. Broke that 30-second barrier. Now we're up to 31.3. Final lap, the clock runs out just as we're going to go past that Gr3. 4, 3, 2, 1. We said it would happen as we went into the corner, and there it is. So this is the last lap. 0.1 of fuel left. Oh, that's... we used quite a bit in the last bit of a stint. We're on to 0-0. Going to coast down the hill. Ran out of fuel. There it is, 94 mile an hour across the line in first place for 30 laps. Good little car. Needs managing of fuel and tyres, but it's pretty decent. It gets you the win with a one stop. So there we are, just 30.4 seconds short of the 31st lap, which isn't so bad. Miazano beats Rubbelaar some 3.2 seconds ahead. Down the bottom of the pack. Both Huffman and Moreno fall to 2 laps down. Fastest lap of the race goes to Mr. Rubbelaar. The 156.580 done on lap 4 was enough. There you have her. She's a great little car. Needs a skin. But at the end of the day, it's a great little car. Do enjoy that. I have enjoyed that. Good race. There you have it, folks. The first update of 1.54. And I hope that sees you well. See you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Goodbye for now. If you do want to see a different car, give me a shout. Give me a text in the bottom. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what car you want to see. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see you later.